The prescribed dosages for medical conditions were around 1 to 2.5 milligrams daily for women and 5 milligrams daily for men. For female athletes, typically doses were around. Turinabol, the forgotten oral steroid, the secret agent that helped East Germany dominate the Olympic Games for several years. But not only that, it was also used by other famous athletes like Jon Jones, the UFC champion. So, I made this video to uncover the real reason why this drug has been favored by athletes. Also, we'll cover its history, medical uses, and its unique properties. Additionally, we'll explore its role in bodybuilding and other sports, including dosages, benefits, potential side effects, and what you can expect when using it. Also, we'll go over its usage among women, and finally, we'll answer the question, is a Turinabol-only cycle is a good or bad idea? So, if you are a bodybuilder, an athlete, or just curious about Turinabol, this video will cover everything you need to know about it. And now, let's start with the history and medical usage of Turinabol. Turinabol was first described in 1962 and released by the pharmaceutical company Jena Pharm, which is located in the city of Jena, here in Germany. To be specific, in Eastern Germany. That is actually a very important point, and I will tell you now why. This drug was sold in Eastern Germany under the brand name oral Turinabol. It was originally used for medical purposes like increasing bone density and helping patients rebuild lean muscle tissue after surgeries, or in cases of muscle wasting diseases. Turinabol wasn't only used for men, but also given to women and even children, as it has a strong anabolic effects and very low androgenic side effects. Then, between 1974 and 1989, a state-sponsored doping program began in East Germany. The goal of this program was to cheat the Olympic drug test and dominate the Olympic Games. Over 10,000 athletes were part of this secret doping program, and the athletes had no idea what is really going on. They were told by their coaches that they were given just vitamins. So now, you might be wondering, what this secret doping program actually achieved for East Germany? Well, the results were insane. East Germany, a relatively small country, suddenly started dominating the Olympic Games, from 1978 Olympics in Montreal to the 1988 Olympics in Seoul. The East German athletes were winning medals like crazy. In fact, in the Olympics in 1976, they came in second place overall in the medal rankings, only behind the Soviet Union and ahead of the USA. And it didn't stop there. In the 1980 Moscow Olympics, they won a total of 126 medals. 47 of them were gold. Then, again in the 1988 Olympics, East Germany finished second overall once more, with 102 total medals, including 37 gold medals. All of this from a country with less than 17 million people, that is smaller than Cairo City in Egypt. Their dominance was especially clear in sports like swimming, athletics, rowing, and weightlifting. Female athletes in particular showed massive improvements in strength and speed, which was no coincidence. It was heavily influenced by Turinabol. So yes, the secret doping program made East Germany dominate in the Olympic Games. But behind the scenes, most of the athletes didn't even know they were using Turinabol. In 1990, the secrets behind the East German doping program were finally uncovered, and 4 years later, Jena Pharm decided to stop production of oral Turinabol. They didn't want to be associated with doping in sports, even though the drug actually had no major health concerns reported for medical use. After that, Turinabol completely disappeared from the pharmaceutical industry, but today, it is still produced by a small number of underground labs. And now, let's talk about the structure and characteristics of Turinabol. Turinabol, also known as Tbol, is the brand name, while the chemical or generic name is chlorodihydromethyl-testosterone. Turinabol is derived from the testosterone hormone family, and to be specific, it is kind of like a cousin of Dianabol when we look at the chemical structure. They are very similar in their chemical structure. However, Dianabol and Turinabol are completely different compounds when it comes to results and side effects. Turinabol is well known for adding size very quickly, but it usually comes with a watery bloated look. On the other hand, Turinabol has a completely different effect, which we are going to talk about in detail today. Now, Turinabol has a half-life of around 16 hours, which is considered a long half-life compared to other oral steroids. This means it can be dosed once a day and your hormone levels will stay relatively stable throughout the day. Now, when it comes to androgenic anabolic ratio for Turinabol, there is no official data for its androgenic rating, but based on real-world experience, we know it is very minimal on the anabolic side. Again, there is no exact number, but it is estimated to be over 100. In general, the androgenic effects are the ones tied to male traits, things like deepening of the voice, increased body and facial hair, oily skin and acne, or aggression. On the other hand, the anabolic properties are the ones we actually want. This includes building muscle mass by increasing muscle protein synthesis, improving bone density, and helping the body recover faster from training or injuries. All anabolic androgenic steroids have both androgenic and anabolic properties, but the ratio between them is different for each compound. That ratio is always compared to testosterone, which sits at a base ratio of 100 to 100. This is exactly why anabolic steroids were created, to maximize the muscle building benefits while minimizing the androgenic side effects. But it is important to remember, this ratio is based on lab experiments on rats, so it doesn't always translate perfectly to real-world results in humans. That is why I look at the anabolic androgenic ratio as a more of a guideline, not something to rely on 100%. And now, let's talk about the side effects of Turinabol. Turinabol is classified as an anabolic steroid, and its androgenic side effects are actually pretty rare. However, the virilization symptoms in women cannot be completely excluded, especially with prolonged use or at high doses. Things like deepening of the voice, unwanted facial hair, or changes in menstrual cycles can happen if it is not used carefully. Also, Turinabol is not 5-alpha reduced compound, which means taking a 5-alpha reductase inhibitor like finasteride won't help reduce the androgenic side effects if they appear. So, finasteride will not make any difference here. Now, when it comes to estrogen-related side effects, Turinabol doesn't aromatize in the body, which means it doesn't convert into estrogen. So, you don't need to worry about things like gynecomastia or high water retention. This is completely the opposite of its cousin Turinabol, which does aromatize heavily and often gives that watery look. Now, when it comes to liver stress, Turinabol is a C17 alpha-alkylated steroid. This means it is chemically modified to protect the hormone during oral administration. This modification protects the drug from deactivation by the liver, allowing a very high percentage of the drug to enter the bloodstream to exert its actions in the body. But this chemical modifications comes at a cost. It puts a significant amount of stress on the liver. This is why it is strongly advised to use liver support supplements and to limit the duration of Turinabol use, typically around 8 to 10 weeks at most. But don't worry, we'll go into its usage and application later in this video. In general, Turinabol is not as harsh on the liver compared to some other C17 alpha-alkylated oral steroids. When it comes to cardiovascular side effects, Turinabol, like all other anabolic androgenic steroids, will have a negative impact on cholesterol levels. In general, oral steroids are more harmful than injectables when it comes to skewing cholesterol levels. These compounds tend to decrease HDL, which is known as the good cholesterol, and increase LDL, which is known as the bad cholesterol, which shifts the HDL to LDL ratio in a way that may lead to cardiovascular diseases. Also, all anabolic androgenic steroids can increase blood pressure, so you have to check it on a regular basis and keep it under control. So, following a strict diet, supplementing with healthy fats and heart support supplements, and doing regular cardio can help reduce some of these negative side effects on cardiovascular health. But these risks cannot be completely excluded when using anabolic androgenic steroids. Before we move on to the next point, which is Turinabol and testosterone suppression, if you found value in this video, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and click on the notification bell so you get notified when I upload the next video. Now, let's talk about Turinabol and testosterone suppression. Turinabol, like other all anabolic androgenic steroids, will cause suppression of your natural testosterone production. So, Turinabol-only cycle will not be a good option. And as we said, Turinabol also doesn't aromatize into estrogen. So, testosterone should always be used as a base, as it is the primary hormone that the body relies on for proper function, and it converts to DHT and estrogen, which are necessary hormones not only for overall body function, but also essential for muscle building purposes. In most cases, the recovery of your natural testosterone production should return after using Turinabol and taking post-cycle therapy, or PCT. There is a debate that doing PCT is not necessary, and your testosterone will recover naturally, which can work in some cases, but I wouldn't roll the dice and gamble my recovery, or risk delaying it and losing all the progress I have made during a cycle. So, in my opinion, it is better to play it safe and to take PCT. Now, if you are planning to use anabolic androgenic steroids long term anyway, then in my opinion, transitioning to TRT is the better option, because after years of cycling on and off, you will likely depend on TRT anyway. And instead of suffering from hormonal fluctuations between cycles, TRT can resolve this problem by providing stable hormone levels all year round. So now, why do athletes use Turinabol? Aside from the well-known story of the secret doping program in Eastern Germany during the Olympics, one of the biggest names in MMA history, Jon Jones, a former UFC light heavyweight and heavyweight champion, also tested positive for Turinabol. That shows us athletes choose this drug for a reason. Turinabol, as we mentioned, has low androgenic side effects. It is also not highly liver toxic, and it doesn't aromatize or cause water retention, which makes it a good choice for sports that depend on speed, or for athletes who need to stay within a specific weight class. Also, Turinabol is very well known for enhancing athletic performance, which is why it is a popular option among competitive athletes. And now, let's talk about Turinabol dosages for medical conditions and how it is commonly used among bodybuilders and athletes. The prescribed dosages for medical conditions were around 1 to 2.5 milligrams daily for women and 5 milligrams daily for men. For female athletes, typically doses were around 5 milligrams daily taken for 4 to 6 weeks. But during the doping program in Eastern Germany, the doses were much higher, which led to severe virilization side effects in many of the women involved. For men, the dose is typically around 15 to 40 milligrams per day, taken for 6 to 8 weeks. Among bodybuilders, the most common dose is between 30 to 60 milligrams per day and taken for 6 to 10 weeks. Some people like using oral steroids like a pre-workout booster only on training days. But in my opinion, that doesn't really make sense with Turinabol, because Tbol gives you a steady peak after administration, and as we discussed, it has a long half-life. So, taking it daily would definitely be the better option. Now, here is my take on when to use it. Even though Turinabol is considered a dry compound, I actually find it more useful in the off-season, because there are better choices of contest prep if you are looking for that cosmetic polished stage look. Compounds like Winstrol will do a much better job. Some users like to run oral steroids as a kickstarter alongside testosterone for the first 4 to 6 weeks of a cycle. Honestly, I really don't like this practice at all. The idea is that oral steroids give you fast results, while testosterone and other injectables take time to build up, maybe around 4 to 5 weeks. But here is the problem. This approach puts a high amount of stress on the body right from the start of the cycle. Liver enzymes will be significantly elevated, and your cholesterol levels will take a hit from day one. Also, you might even lose your appetite during this period because orals can affect your stomach. Then, once you stop the orals after 4 to 6 weeks, you still have the entire rest of the cycle ahead of you, which could be 16 to 20 weeks or even longer. At that point, your body has already taken a serious hit from the start, and now you have to push through the rest of the cycle in that state, which makes recovering a lot harder because you are still using other anabolics that continue to put stress on your system. So, in my opinion, a better approach would be to add Turinabol at the end of the cycle. That is the point where you may need a push to get past a plateau, whether it is a muscle growth or strength gains. And then, when you come off completely Whether you are transitioning into TRT or PCT, your body can recover faster because you have dropped all the anabolics and you can focus fully on bringing your health markers back to normal. In general, Turinabol is generally not considered an amazing muscle-building steroid. However, it can also be beneficial for bodybuilders. Even though it doesn't create a dramatic change in your physique on its own, it still has also indirect benefits on muscle growth because the increase in strength and training performance helps you push harder in the gym, which make the other anabolic androgenic steroid in your cycle even more effective at building muscle. So, overall, Turinabol may not be a primary muscle-building compound, but it can still be a valuable addition to a cycle, especially if you are focused on adding high-quality muscle and building strength. And now, let's move to the availability and supply of Turinabol. You will not find any pharmaceutical-grade Turinabol products nowadays, and even in the black market, it is rarely produced, so it is hard to get. That is why it has become an almost forgotten steroid. It is produced only in tablet form, usually dosed at 10 mg per tablet. You might find it sold under different brand names, such as Turinabol or Turinabolic. These are just brand names, but the compound itself remains the same, chlorodihydromethyl-testosterone. Now, if you can find Turinabol, there is a good alternative for it. Another oral steroid that is highly favored by athletes and bodybuilders, Anavar, which I have made a detailed video about. So, click on this video to learn more about Anavar.